From Daikin Park in Houston, MLB The Show brings you Diamond Dynasty Baseball. It's the Chicago White Sox taking on the Grizzlies. And we'll be back with the first pitch right after this. About to get started here. Today's starting pitcher, Colton Gordon. And Singy, he's a workhorse. Loves pitching deep into his starts.
Just electric stuff, Boog, and that fastball is no joke. He can move it around the zone, and it's not uncommon to see him pile up a decent amount of strikeouts throughout the game. He's the type of guy that allows the entire team to wake up feeling confident, knowing he's taking the mound.
Chase Mydra leading things off and takes a strike. Big swing and a miss. 0-2. Gets a piece and stays alive. Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. Had him way out front of the slur. And now here's the big center fielder, Luis Robert. Robert measures 6 feet 2 inches, 230 pounds, and he's usually in the outfield. Today he's the DH. And a ground ball to first, and it finds its way through for a hit. So a man aboard now with one away. And here is Sosa to the plate. That's in there, and that is strike one. Swings through that one for strike two. 0-2. Snaps it down to second. Snap throw. Ball in the dirt. Robert, the runner at second with one away. Next pitch is downstairs.
He's really tightening up his hitting zone with 2 strikes here. I love it.
Swing and a miss, and he got him. Out number 2. So the go-ahead run in scoring position. Andrew Benintendi steps up. Outside low. Ball 1. 2 outs and 1 in scoring position. Now 1-1.
Gonna really need to hang in there with that front side against this left-handed breaking ball.
And he gets that fastball by him upstairs. 1-2. Down to the dirt, swing and a miss. Biggio collects, fires to first. That completes the strikeout, and that'll do it. Back here in Houston, and towing the slab in this one, Jonathan Cannon.
Well, he's got great stuff, but what makes his stuff even better is his delivery. Hides the ball for a very long time, high leg kick, and by the time the hitter sees it, it's right on top of him.
We go to the bottom of the first. Now it's the second baseman, Joe Morgan.
Joe Morgan.
Just missed. That's a strike. Hit high in the air. There it goes. See ya. They must be going crazy in the dugout. It's 1-0. Jeremy Pena now at the plate. That one finds the zone. Strike 1. And a base hit.
Seems like he got exactly what he was looking for right there. Just a cookie down the middle. I mean, those are the ones you dream about. Ones in the cage, you're just hoping you get in the ball game. Right down the middle, not a whole lot of velocity, right on top of it.
Hit on the ground might be 2. Oh, a great flip to first, and he beats it. Everyone's safe.
That is good. The designated hitter.
First and second, no outs. Now it's Yordan fly ball, well struck. That's back there. Big Dog's gotta eat. And this place is rocking. It's their second home run of the inning, and they add to the lead. It's 4-0.
Took on the big part of the yard for that home run and just barely got it over the wall. I thought for a second he brought it back out there too. Gave it a great effort, but you know, those plays are so tough to pull off, and I'm sure he'd love to have another shot at it.
And no one can get there. Makes the turn and heads for second. Not in time. He's got a double.
Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. Put a pretty good jolt into that one. Great swing, nice balance and weight transfer, and he got it to drop in out there in the deep part of the field.
Here's Mauricio Dubon. That one missing inside.
Well, a really rough inning out there on the mound. And this is one of those where you learn a lot about a guy's toughness and his ability to turn the page and keep pressing forward.
Up the middle. Finally gets the first out here on the grounder. So up next, Isaac Paredes.
You have to stay disciplined in these at-bats. Try not to chase. A strikeout here is the last thing you want.
Swing and a fly ball in the air out towards right center field. Tauchman snags it. Runner tags for home. He's in to score in the second fly. It's 5-0. Now the catcher up to hit. Craig Biggio. Maybe expecting a bunt here. Third baseman playing in on the edge of the grass. That one way inside. Two out, space is empty.
Well, clear game plan coming in this one. Be aggressive against this starter. Try to knock him out of this ball game, and it looks like they're on their way to doing that. Get into the bullpen a little bit early. Could be a great offensive day.
Swings and misses. Went with the sweeper. Up with it. Fires to first. In time. So the drop third strike doesn't hurt him, and that's that. Top of the second, and here's the first baseman, Tim Elko. Gordon back to work. Yeah, there's the strike.
I'm sure he likes the 5-0 lead and the run support, but he's sat around a lot since warming up in the pen, and you'd hate to see a guy not have his rhythm to go out there and have a great start.
Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts. Mike Tauchman stands in now and watches strike one. Gordon, he gets a lot of swing and miss, and he keeps the ball in the yard. Not to mention the fact not too many hits either. Dubon makes the grab, and there's 2 gone. And now the center fielder, Michael A. Taylor. And that's off the inside edge, and it's 1-0. Even some of the best guys in the sport are going to give up home runs from time to time, and he's an exception.
Yeah, and even with those home runs, if you're throwing strikes and keeping base runners off the paths, then those home runs are solo shots. But to this point, he hasn't had to worry about it.
Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. So he gets on base and keeps it going.
Batting 8, the catcher.
Now it's the White Sox catcher, Kyle Teel. You look at what the elite pitchers do. They strike hitters out, they limit walks, and they limit the ball going out of the park. Next offering is in for a strike.
Yeah, all you want is a guy like that. Take the ball every 5th day, go out there, hand it over to the bullpen, perhaps in the 7th inning or later.
And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. He picks up his 5th strikeout on the hill. Bottom half of inning number 2. Leading off, Jake Myers. And there's a rocket into the outfield. Around first and hustling for second. And he's got a leadoff double.
I'm sure he feels really good about that one. Off the bat, that one registered at 105 miles.
White Sox going with a new arm, number 61.
Well, they need someone to stop the bleeding and keep the score right where it is. Seems like a tough task today with the way this lineup is swinging it.
Back to the top of the lineup. Here's the second baseman, Joe Morgan. He's already homered in this game. Fought off foul. Man at second.
Ball.
And that one upstairs. Out towards right center field. Tachman sizing this one up. He's got it. Runner tags at second. And he makes it up to third with one away. And now Jeremy Pena. 1-for-1 with a single and a run scored so far.
Pena.
Line drive caught.
That at bat is a positive sign, even though it probably doesn't feel like
The
it.
first
You hit
baseman,
the ball
number
hard,
5.
but it doesn't always work out in your favor.
Bagwell.
Sometimes a defender is there to make a play.
That one is absolutely belted. And that gets down into the gap. Runner in from third to extend their lead.
Puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI. Challenged him with the fastball right in the heart of the zone, and he was clearly ready to jump all over it.
Here's Yordan Alvarez. He's already homered here in this one. And the first pitch misses for ball one. And he grounds one to the right side. And that's just foul. Lifted in the air, right center field. And that is the third out of the inning. On to the third inning. Now the third baseman, Miguel Vargas.
Miguel Vargas.
Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. And that turns the lineup over.
He was all over that one. There's nothing cheap about the way he got that one through the infield. That was ripped. Caught out in front and didn't get under it like he would have liked, but definitely put a good swing on it.
Digging in, Chase Mydroff. Bagwell to Pena at second for one. Now to Bagwell. That's two. Luis Robert now.
Man, that is such a tough double play to execute as a first baseman. To not only field the ball and make a good throw to second with a runner in the baseline, but also to hustle back to first base and get set up to receive the return throw. That takes great footwork and an awareness of where the bag.
And he got him. Strike three, and that'll retire the side. Back here at Daikin Park as we go to the last of the third. Here's the left fielder, Cam Smith. That hits the dirt, and that's ball one.
You know, this group of hitters putting together some really good at-bats in this game. There's been a lot to like with how they're approaching their chances at the plate. They jumped all over the starter and knocked him out of the game early. He just was never able to settle in, and the damage was done by the time he got the hook.
And a base hit. And a good start to the inning. And now the right fielder, Mauricio Dubon. He's 0 for 1. Move to first. Smith back in on a dive.
I mean, when you're chasing the opposing starter in the first inning or two, that's just such a tone setter for the game.
Runner on the go. Pitch in for a strike. Throw there. Safe.
Ball. 1-1.
That pitch in for a strike. 1-2.
Just a really nice slider down and in there. He wants to get the hitter thinking fastball, speed him up, and just subtract some velocity and add a little movement.
Slings it across. One gone, bottom of the third inning. Here's
Now
the third baseman, Isaac Paredes. Drove in a run with a sac fly his first time up. Here's a high fly ball out to center. Taylor. And he makes the catch. And there's 2 away. So a man aboard at the plate. Craig Biggio. 0 for 1 so far. Inside move to second. And he's out. And they got him. That ends the inning. Back here in Houston. On to the 4th. Now it's the second baseman. Lenny Sosa. Hit on the ground to short. Pena. Fires over to first. And a quick out, number 1.
The left fielder,
Benintendi to the plate.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Dubon pulls it down, and there's 2 gone. So
now
digging in, Tim Elko.
Struck out on just 3 pitches last time.
Elko measures 6 feet 4 inches, 26 years old, and he was a 10th round pick in 2022.
More and more guys are looking to slug regardless of the count. In this situation, we'll keep a close eye on his approach.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. And welcome back to the ballpark. And here's the catcher, Craig Biggio. Throughout his career, Biggio was as durable as just about anyone. In 20 seasons, he played at least 140 games 16 times. And that's through there for a strike. And it's 1-1.
And Biggio is such a hard-nosed player. Always a dirty uniform after the game. Makes playing 1,800 straight games without a trip to the injured list even more impressive.
Swing and a ball popped up. Sosa makes the catch for the out. Here's the center fielder, Jake Myers. Doubled his first time up. Well struck left field. Gone! That ball was crushed. And they add to their lead. It's 7-0.
Looks like this guy was looking out over the plate, but he was ready to turn on the inside fastball. So direct to the pitch. Absolutely blasted out of this ballpark.
Next to hit, Joe Morgan. Swinging a drive, deep right field. And that's a foul ball. On the ground right side, and it goes just foul. Sosa tosses to first, and they get Morgan for the out.
The batter, number 3.
2 down, base is empty. And the batter will be the shortstop, Jeremy Pena. Singled and scored back in the first. He's 1 for 2. That's the third. Glove side, but it gets through.
Went up there looking to be aggressive and got something he can handle. He kind of rolled over on this pitch a little bit, but he got enough behind it to shoot it through for a knock. And you'll take that anytime you can get him to find a hole.
Base hit, center field. Just kind of sliced that one into center.
Clearly seeing the ball very well in this one. The pitch was on the outside, didn't go the other way with it, but still a nice job of using the big part of the field to find a hole. No way he hits it that well if he hooks around the baseball there.
Now here is Yordan Alvarez. First and second, 2 down. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the pitch. Both runners on the move. And he grounds one back up the middle. Gets it to first. They limit the damage here. And we're back. And now Mike Tauchman. Gordon back to work. That's in there, and that's strike 1.
You know, these White Sox just lacking discipline at the plate in this ballgame. Chasing pitches has been a big part of the story. We've seen it quite a bit today. It's been tough for them to make contact at times, and it just doesn't look like they're seeing it very well as a group.
Swings and misses, struck him out. Michael A. Taylor will hit next. 1 for 1 with a single so far.
And on the mound, you know confidence has to be pretty high with all of the swings and misses. He's had them eaten out of the palm of his hand pretty much all game.
Swing and a miss. 1 out, bases empty.
2 strikes.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. With number 9 for him in this game. 9. Teal in the box now as he looks at ball 1. Second plate appearance of the day for him. There's the strike.
Instead of letting the hitter get his arms extended,
1-1.
tied him up a little bit, slightly up, slightly in.
Inside, just missed.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Misses the sweeper.
Now this offense has just been locked down.
2-2.
Almost 5 full innings of shutout baseball.
Make it 4 strikeouts in a row. Just cruising along. Back here in Houston, we head to the bottom of the fifth. Now the left fielder, Cam Smith. Fastball for a strike.
Well, these players digging into their numbers have to be happy with the swings they're taking. Everything seems to be clicking, and the 6 extra base hits in the game kind of tells you everything you need to know. They're not getting fooled up there at all.
Swing and a miss as he was out front.
1-2.
The next offering misses. Ball 2. And that's outside.
Full count.
Got him looking for the strikeout. Froze him with the heater at the knees. So up next, Mauricio Dubon. In the air, right field. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And there are 2 outs. Now the third baseman, Isaac Paredes. That one's in there. It's 0-1.
It's just been an impressive outing so far. Continues to pound the zone pitch after pitch, and he's been able to stay down. That's what's been key.
Hit hard on the ground to short. Throw, and it gets away. And it's going to wind up out of play.
The catcher, Vizio.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air, shallow left field, and Benintendi able to. Back here at Dyken Park, all set for the top of the 6th. Here's the third baseman, Miguel Vargas. First pitch misses.
1-0.
And a strike. That one the other way. Base hit. And they have their first hit since the 3rd inning.
The batter, number 10.
Back to the top of the White Sox lineup. Here's the shortstop at the plate. Chase Maidroff. There's a swing and a miss. Vargas on at first. Nobody out. Swings through that, and it's a strikeout. And he keeps putting up the Ks. That's number 11. Double play ball to second. Can't glove it cleanly, and they get the out. Good recovery. Wasn't easy following the misplay. Lenin Sosa steps to the plate for the White Sox. 0 for 2 in this one. The bit behind with that swing. It's strike 1.
It's 0-1.
Swings through the fastball up in the zone.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Misses off the inside. And the count 1-2.
Ball.
Strike 3. Got him looking on the changeup. Back here in Houston, well, we go bottom 6. And now the center fielder, Jake Myers. This to third. Vargas handles, throws to first. Leadoff man retired in the sixth.
Number 8.
So the
Second
batting order
baseman,
turns over.
Joe.
Here's the second baseman, Joe Morgan. And the first pitch misses for ball one. Base is empty, one away here in the bottom of the sixth. In there at the knees. And 1-1. Right through there for a strike. That one ripped. Tachman makes the play. 2 down. 2 outs. Base is empty. Now it's the shortstop, Jeremy Pena. Liner, and this could be trouble. Around first, heading for 2. Pulls in with a double. Third hit for him today.
Having himself a really nice game at the plate. First pitch fastball in a great spot to do some damage, and he squared it up nicely.
So 2 down. Jeff Bagwell. The next, he's trying for third. Ground ball, and that's through the infield. Run comes in from second, and it's an RBI single. It's 8-0.
Picks himself up at RBI. Just kept it simple. Played Pepper with the
And now the DH, Yordan Alvarez. To first, and they've got him picked off. Now they've got him in a rundown. Tag, and he's out. Trying to get back. Well, this game isn't very close, Singy. Let's see if we got any messages from those tuning in today.
I know we got some good stuff in there.
All right, Singy, we've been in all the press boxes. You got best press box food.
I'd say press box food because of the ice cream. We have to go Philadelphia.
Yeah. Shout out to our guy Frank.
Yes. New York for me is pretty good. Yankees?
1-2.
Yeah, solid.
Yeah. As far as ballpark food, one of my favorite places is San Francisco.
Garlic fries, yo.
Garlic fries, and you got the lobster roll out there in the outfield if you want to make the walk all the way out there.
It's great, though, broadcasting a game with that zoo breath where you could just, absolutely levitate some people with your breath. A swing and a miss, and that's strike one.
But we got the crab fries in Philadelphia, is that right?
Yep, and then
it's been a long time for me.
Barbecue at Oriole Park.
I knew you'd go there.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, you can work in your name, huh?
That's right.
Nope.
Next pitch is outside.
2-2.
Got him swinging. Here's Mike Tachman. And that one is downstairs. 1-0. And that one is in for a strike. Good pitch.
Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Swings through it for the pin. And he strikes out the side for the 4th time today. And welcome back to the ballpark. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Now it's the DH, Yordan Alvarez. Swing and a pop-off in foul ground. Vargas sizes this one up, makes the grab, 1 away. Cam Smith getting ready to hit.
Really nice job to get your first out of the ball game.
Headed towards the corner. And that's a foul ball. Gilbert goes 6 feet 3 inches. He throws a cutter, a 4-seamer, a 2-seamer, a curve, and occasionally works in a splitter. And now 1-2.
I don't like to say he wasted a pitch. I think that was a purpose pitch. Change the eye level, have him look up. Now go back exactly where you want to go.
That's outside. It's 2-2. And that skips into dirt. Outside, and that is ball 4.
You know, I think he's okay with that outcome. It wasn't an intentional walk, but he wasn't exactly trying to attack the zone either.
Dubon, batting with one down, takes a strike.
Really good cutter that he's able to front door and back door.
Runner on the go. Ripped to short. To first. No chance at the double play with the runner in motion. So 2 down now. And here is Isaac Paredes.
Runner.
To second, and he's out. Bang. Back here in Houston, ready to begin the 8th. Here's the center fielder, Michael A. Taylor. Gordon back to work. And there's a foul ball.
Man, he is just dialed in right now. Every pitch thrown with so much conviction.
Another one. That's 5 straight strikeouts. Here's the catcher, Kyle Teal. Swing and a miss. 0-1.
0-1.
Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. Base is empty, 1 away, and we're in the top of the 8th. And add another K. That's number 17. What a game. Miguel Vargas steps to the plate for the White Sox. And first offering is fouled off. And a swing and a miss.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Make it 18 strikeouts on the day. Ready for the bottom of the 8th. Now the third baseman, Isaac Paredes. Hard hit left side. Leadoff man is out here in the 8th. And now the catcher comes up to hit. Craig Biggio. 0 for 3 in this one. And it's fouled away. One down, base is empty. Hit in the air, left field. And there's 2 down. And now the center fielder, Jake Myers. Singy, you got to appreciate a guy who's this good defensively. I mean, watching him track balls in the outfield, it is beautiful. That one down the line, and foul ball. Fastball for a strike.
And I would say that most great defensive outfielders, it's kind of natural. There is some work that you can do to it to improve your game, but ultimately you either have it or you don't.
Chases the fastball up the ladder, struck him out. Back here at Dyken Park, all set to start the 9th in this one. Pitching change here, Brian Abreu.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. And one of the better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton. There's one guy that I can think about, Boog, who started as a third baseman, Alex Gordon, and then became an elite perennial gold glover out in left field for the Kansas City Royals. But he's a guy, when you watch him play, you would imagine that that's all he ever played in his life was the outfield.
Next offering is down low. Yeah, some guys just have instincts, right? I mean, that's the way it goes. We talk about Larry Walker, the Hall of Famer, and his instinct on the bases, despite the fact that he didn't play a ton of baseball as a kid. This could end it. Got him, and that's the ball game.
Well, this team was ready from the first pitch of the ball game, swinging the bats, scoring runs, just very aggressive. I feel like they set the tone, and that tone created a momentum that took them all the way to the finish line. Nice win today.
8-0 is how this one ends. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. We'll see you soon.